I'm back into my classroom. This is going to be my second year teaching and we're back in first grade. Each teacher was supposed to leave a diagram how they wanted their classrooms to be set up, and I walked into it being like this. I was hoping that it would already be set up so that I can just start taking things out of my cabinets. I wanted my classroom to be set up like this. I don't know what I'm going to do because all these bookshelves right here have so many books in it and it's actually really heavy. These ones, more over here. I just cannot do this by myself without breaking thousands of sweats. I'm just really glad that they didn't take down my folders or any of the bulletins because those took forever for me to put up last year. Oh my gosh! I just realized that someone messed this up when they used my classroom during summer school. I also had to zip tie everything like crazy out here just in case. I just found out that they're behind on setting up the classroom, so that's why my classroom looks like this instead of how I wanted it to. They still have to dust everything. I can't even leave anything out because all the dust will just fly everywhere. I really don't even think I can do anything today. It sucks because I drove up here from my hometown. I'm gonna see if I can set up the printer because I did try to print things online over the summer. Oh my gosh, I don't even know my password for my school email. Oh, that printer's not working because I'm not connected to Wi-Fi. I don't remember my password. One thing that I am noticing, like just by putting up my name, is that I'm not so concerned with everything looking perfect anymore. I might have like some OCD. For me, like I can really tell if something is even just slightly off. And for the longest time, like I would always just redo things if it didn't work well. When I was in middle school, I used to write, and then if it didn't look perfect, I would erase it and write it again, then erase it, then write it again. But now it's like, who's really gonna pay attention to if the staples are right at the line? Besides myself. But even then, it's like I barely even look at this wall. This is what my cabinet is looking like, and this one is another. I'm gonna do what I can because I did drive up here for an hour. I don't remember having this. You know those videos where it's like what's in my bag? This feels like what's in my desk. I don't know if any of you care enough, but deodorant. Yeah, I mean, the rest is just school supplies. If you do want to know like what I have and what things that I found useful, let me know so that I can make a separate video. What? You guys! I just called the district to give me a temporary password and the temporary password doesn't work. Oh, okay. Finally worked. I think I just needed a little bit of time to process. I just made a few copies. The behavior chart I'm going to reuse this year, except this time I will be better at leaving notes in case the students are on orange or red, because a lot of the times the parents will ask me why their child's on red and not all the time I'll remember. I do want to have like a laminating sheet in front and the back so that it's more protected throughout the year. That worked really well last year. I also found this for students to practice their numbers. There's some students in the beginning of the year who flip the numbers a lot, and I want them to practice through this before we start with the curriculum. The janitors finally moved my stuff around the way that I wanted it. These tables still have to turn so that it's facing the TV correctly. I'm still missing a rug right now, but these bookshelves will be moved and then my rug should be right here. I also forgot to show that I have all of this to take out too. So I think I'm gonna start off with this. If I can move these bookshelves, that way I can keep this door open. 1106. My little duck jar. So every time they do something that following the expectations, I give them little duckies and then I say that the ducky dances. Do you guys buy a new set every year or do you just reuse it? I'm sure that there's some that work and some that don't, but I don't know if I'm willing to just spend the money and just buy new ones every year. I found these boxes at Walmart and I put skin color crayons in it, but I just hate how flimsy these things are. I mean, so far it's worked. If the kids are a little more rambunctious this year, then they might just mess around with this. I'm gonna take a little break now. I've been here for about an hour and 30 minutes. I don't think I got too much done, but it still feels a lot more productive than the last time I came because I literally could not do anything. I also forgot to eat, so while I was at home, I printed these so that the students can come and practice their ABCs. Usually, like once we get into the routine, they'll practice their reading fluency, but because they won't be able to read when they come in, this is what they'll work on. What sucks is that I messed up in the beginning because my ABC chart over here, for X, it has the X-ray, but initially I printed it with the Fox, and I already laminated it too, so I had to redo all of it. One of the other first grade teachers can't come back next year, so I had to basically take all of her materials. All of these books too. A lot of them are stories, quotables, and some biographies. I really don't know what the likelihood that I'll touch them. I'm not sure if she used it for AR or for teaching. I had my friend come in yesterday to help me set up. What we got done was I brought in this rug that I had to buy myself. Originally I wanted it in that corner, but then it didn't seem like it fit, so then I put it here. New dividers. Last year, I literally got these folders and stapled it together. It was the flimsiest thing ever. I also finally bought this. It's for students to put sharpened dull pencils. I had 2 little boxes here last year. They just understood the system that sharp pencils go down and then dull pencils go up. I knew I needed labels for them because sometimes they would mess up, but I just never did. I'm keeping these. I had students who had intervention with our fluency teacher, and they would have their folders in these. I had no idea what else to use for it, but then now I'm thinking that I can also have them put unfinished work because last year I was so behind on getting work done. Not me, they were so behind. Now I can have them put it in here, that way I can check like who's not done with what instead of always writing it on the board. We prepared these ice cream cones for the ice cream writing. I think I put too much shaving cream because it looks too fluffy. These caddies are on top now because I have all these books. This is one of my favorite things. I print out these little iPhones. They get to decorate their case, and then on the back they're writing a goal for the school year, and in the front is their selfie. So I put it here, and inside now, instead of just random stuff, it's going to be my small group supplies. I have this one, which is one of my most useful pocket charts. We use drill cards, some phonics flashcards. I bought this over the summer. I hope I can put it to use. If not, I'll just save it for my future kid. I also bought these, and I kind of regret it now, but it's one of these little things. I thought it would be engaging to use in small groups. I'm pretty sure I'll use it. This is my teacher setup now. So this is my desk. I didn't have this bookshelf back here before. If you don't watch my videos, I had to take a bunch of books from our old first grade teacher. This file cabinet's full of files that she had too, that I had to look through and sort. The personal wall has not changed. My neighbor teacher, who was first grade last year, she came into my room, and because I'm new to having a rug, it's like a whole nother procedure that you have to learn. She was saying how because it's right here, kids would be walking in and out, and that would make the rug really dirty. And she was just thinking, like, a parent's perspective, you don't want your kid to be sitting on a rug that everyone's walking through with dirt. And I completely agree. It was either an option to make this my entrance and exit and just lock this at all times, or move my rug and move my classroom. So now I have to drag this whole thing over there because it would work, and shift these tables to the left. Now I'm gonna move the rug. I need to start working out again. This is insane. Hope this fits. Oh. I just tripped. I'm breaking a sweat. I just moved everything. I'm not too sure how I feel about this layout. I would want my anchor chart to be right there. That way the kids are just facing me and they don't get distracted by anything. It looks like I have no space. All these desks. To me, it looks so cramped. I don't know. I really wish this room was bigger. My neighbor teacher gave me a really good idea where I can put stuff in here and it'll seem like mystery because students love not knowing what they're doing. I am a little bit of a genius today. I asked my neighbor teacher for her advice. She told me if I wanted my rug space to be a little more secluded, then I could move these bookshelves over here. She made a really good point that I could also use this whiteboard to teach. Then I thought I could put my anchor paper up here instead of using this portable thing. I would 100% rather have the kids face this area where they won't be distracted by a lot of things versus sitting here and having to look at everything around my room. So I got what I wanted and I get to teach on this side of the room. It's still a little cramped though because that corner touches the chair. I'm just not gonna have the students sit on any of the reds unless I have a full class. The cap for first grade at this school is 26. And I think we're starting off with 23. That's what the teacher specialist told me yesterday. And then if I do end up capping out, then I can just put them here. Now I have to move all of these lines because this is used for their fluency. I like to write their fluency squares on here so that they can see their progress throughout the year. Last year I barely used this whiteboard. Like I just hung stuff up that the school made me. But now that my carpet's over here, I probably won't use this whiteboard as much except for the must do may do. So I'm gonna move their fluency on this side. I'm trying to scan all these books so I can see what I can use and what I can just put away somewhere else. It's definitely good knowing what I'm supposed to teach throughout the year because I can just scan through it and see whether or not it would help with anything. I'm going to be stuck here for a lifetime at this rate. I ended up buying these little pencil holders to stick onto their desk. That way they can park their pencils. Last year I didn't have a problem with kids playing with their pencils, but I just really want to be prepared with this new set of students. It's actually really sticky. I would have to really tug on it to take it off. I'm gonna try it out this year to see how it works for me and for them. When I'm modeling, they're not supposed to be touching anything, so having their pencils parked would help me make sure that they're not playing around with the pencils. I ended up moving all of these red baskets full of books. These books I have not looked through yet. The fluency teacher who helped me out last year sorted it out, so all of those are stories. I still have some more that's biography, informational. I wanted to put these caddies away down here like last year just so that the students don't knock them over when they're transitioning to the carpet. I just spent so much time looking through and organizing my books today. These are books that I got over the summer. I'm going to spend 5 minutes every day just to read it for fun. Last year, whenever they came in after lunch, we did a 5-minute reset and they would kind of just put their heads down, but this time I want to read a book while they're doing that. These will be all the books I use for our focus standards, my science books. I just realized that I had this big old box of books that I looked through over the summer. I kind of forgot how I organized it. There's this whole box that I need to look through again. I'd say it was a pretty productive day. There was probably an hour where my brain was just shutting off. Maybe 2 hours actually. I'm really liking the class setup right now. When they walk in, they'll have their desks. I used to have this attendance thing over here, but I just took it down because I feel like it kind of wasted like a couple minutes. I mostly started that because I was scared of losing track of where my students were. Over here's my rug. Instead of having all those books over there, I have my caddies, just how I did last year with my writing paper. And then library books that they'll get from the school library and our better whiteboards whenever they work on the carpet. This is my favorite part, is that I get to teach right there and they'll all be facing me. Kind of just also sorted little things around the room again. Snacks in. I'm so sad that I forgot to pass out my students' goodbye gifts last year. So I have them all right here and I hope that they come to visit me so that I can give it to them. Today was our first day of meetings and it was so fun because we ended up doing a snowball fight. I made these for the opinion ice cream writing that I did last year. Originally I thought it was too much shaving cream, but now that it fully dried, it actually feels puffy in the way that it's supposed to be. I also found a box of supplies that I ordered last year, but I still haven't gotten any pencil boxes yet. I can't really set up the students' materials until I get that. This is my little classroom library. I have some kindergarten books. I need some more because some students come in not knowing how to read at all. These are just books that I've gotten like either through OfferUp or have been donated to me. I have my first grade books all right here. And then for my higher readers, some second grade books. I was in the copy room talking to another teacher, and then she reminded me that I could have just checked my student roster on Clever. I don't know what was going on in my head, but I was waiting for a paper with a list of my students. So I got their QR codes, and now I'm going to prepare their little badges. This is the good thing about having a rug, is that I can just sit on the floor now. These are our flimsy whiteboards that the district gives us. It's the day before the first day of school, and I still don't have pencil boxes for my students. The office ran out, so I really don't know what I'm going to do. There's also so much more that we have to do now, like our schedules, writing down our minutes for every week. I still need to tweak my plan for tomorrow just a bit. I did make copies of what I'm doing on the first day. It'll be really similar to last year where they start off with the first day crowns. Eventually, they'll get to do their goals for first grade, which I end up putting over here with their selfie in the front, and then we will get to do our all about me. I'm sure there's some other little things that I'm doing with them, but I honestly don't remember at the top of my head. I also almost forgot to give them name tags. I came in and I was going to pass out the papers, and I was like, something's missing here. I'm pretty confused too because on Q, it doesn't match up with the students on Clever. I think I'm starting off with 21 students. I really wanted to just start off with the max so that I don't end up getting new students throughout the school year. It is what it is. The other first grade teachers have 24, meaning that if there is a new student, they're going to come to me. I'm writing out the first name right now. This space is way too big, so it's not even going to fit the last name. And I do want the last name there because eventually when we do our penmanship book, I have them practice their last name. Look at how they are. It's literally cardboard. I forgot that I need to make a model of what we're working on tomorrow, so I'll be doing this. Finally ready to go. The students will walk in and find their seats. At their seats, there's going to be this, which they'll color. Of course, I have my silent star line, and my students' favorite thing to do is Grumpy Cat for our personal narratives. Here's where they put water when they walk in. Over here, we have our fluency chart, which will list all of their scores throughout the year. My must-do, may-dos, and then this saved me last year when we had a bunch of packets. I struggled so much with organization last year because there were packets and packets and packets. My students would never know where they put it. So now every single thing has a home. These are the trays. They didn't refill on butcher paper, so then I just ended up taking the black down and putting this up for now. This is my little area, so I even have my tray, my Lucky Ducky sticks, some books that will be used for teaching the focus standards as well as science and social studies. My personal wall has not changed at all, and then this remained the same too. This is the rug area. I have my Anchor chart up here where I'll be teaching most of the time. There's some whiteboard supplies, my really small classroom library. The materials inside of this bookshelf has not changed, but these used to be over there. This is my writing paper, my clip chart, and then my storage door. Whenever I want to make learning somehow a surprise, I can just be like, ooh, I wonder what's inside this door. These bulletin borders are where I usually put Anchor charts. This will be for all of their writing. There's the sink area with the same posters as last year. I just thought it's really cute because when they wash their hands, they can look up and read all of these. This box I did not use that often last year, but I just kept it anyways. I have no idea what else to use it for. Keeping this the same, where this will be my decor. Here's my iPhone station where all of their selfies and goals will be. We got this area where their fluency folders and unfinished work will stay. My sharpen dull system, this is where they turn in their papers depending on the subject, and it's color coded too, so this has stayed the same. The headphones will be down here this time. If you watched my open house video, I had these rain clouds coming down, so I just kept the string and then added these clips. That way I can feel more motivated to put up their work. I did not do a good job with that last year, so I want to do a better job with it. That's my setup for first grade.